Hey, I'm Ammon, and this is video 6 on being and time, where we're going to discuss the thesis. I know I've been spending a lot of time here getting through the introduction. It will speed up. I think that getting the first part down well is going to make a big difference. I also recognize that the TikTok algorithm does not actually mean people will go through these in order. If people go through them at all, we'll see. A friend of mine once went and saw a performance of I believe it was a John Cage and Merce Cunningham collaboration. They'll have to double check both of those, but in which there was a dance performance in which everyone was given a different iPod. This is back when iPods were a big thing, that had shuffled the playlist in a different way. I'm sure they'd worked out the rhythms and such to make it all work, but the point was that everyone had sort of their own personal score to a collective ballet, and that's maybe a little bit the effect I'm going for here. One of my many viewers has also astutely informed me that I did not correctly post the text. Thanks, Adriel, for that. So I'm going to try to fix that here and post this whole first page. Now, remember the bit that I'm calling the thesis, or rather, really, I should say the theme and the thesis, is those two sentences. Oh, hey, you can see a cattail there, too. The first of which is that our aim in the following thesis is to work out the question, the meaning of the being, and to do so concretely. The extreme close-ups are courteous of this cat who we're sort of watching while we find him a proper home. And this is not me pandering to the audience. This is just me being harassed by a cat. And the thesis more properly, our provisional aim is the interpretation of time as the horizon for any possible understanding of being whatsoever. Now, I'm paraphrasing that last bit because I don't know how to go back and forth between the camera and the video and the text, but it's close enough. Now, how important is the thesis? So I've been teaching 19th century philosophy in my grad seminar this semester, and we read good chunks of Hegel's Phenomenology of Spirit. And in Hegel's Phenomenology of Spirit, the thesis, such as it is, substance is subject, on its own sounds pretty vacuous. You have to read the whole book to see how meaningful it is. And that leads to this weird thing where you get to this section called absolute knowing at the end. And once you've read everything, it's kind of a little bit of a anticlimactic ending. I'm sure I'm going to get shit from Hegel scholars for saying that, but I'll stand by it. But that's because the thesis is, as you know, we might say from something like The Bachelor, the thesis is the journey, right? We've prepared to fall in love with substance and subject. Then we've realized we're developing feelings for them. And by the end, when we select the final one, it's rather anticlimactic. That's not going to be the way in which I'm going to say that the thesis here in Heidegger is not necessarily super important. I mean, not that it isn't important, but that it's not going to be that the journey is going to be to help us explain what makes it important. But it's going to be that really, to a large degree, Heidegger is going to be trying to force us to ask a certain question and to take a certain question seriously. So rather than get into that question now, I just turned out I did lie. I'm going to have one more video. I'll post them sort of more or less back to back here. But this one's already pretty long, so I'm going to end there.